Welcome to Education Exchange, ladies and gentlemen. This is our 21st year coming to an end, and soon we're going to be starting our 22nd year on the air. This is the most popular education program maybe in the nation, and the oldest. Thanks to Mr. John Karov, our executive producer, and Michael Peterson. And I have had the honor to join them and be on the air rather than them being on the control room. Every now and then Mr. Michael Peterson comes and hosts this program. I am a producer and a host, and it's my honor to have Kirkwood Elementary School presenting today one of their wonderful achievements, which is the program known as Kappa Kids Leadership Program. And to my right side is the coordinator of this program, who's going to introduce the rest of the guests, the honorable guests today. Brittany Browning is a teacher at Kirkwood Elementary, as well as the program coordinator and designer. So, Brittany, now the microphone is yours, and please introduce our guests.
All right, I'll introduce everyone else that's here. I have my principal, Miss Anita Gerling, who's a principal at Kirkwood Elementary and has been a vital part and a full supporter of us with the Kappa Kids program. I have Dr. Alexander Lodge, who is the Iowa City Cedar Rapids Kappa Alpha Psi Guide Right Program Director, and is also director and helps with our Kappa Kids program.
All right. Well, here we also have three of our wonderful participants in Kappa Kids over at Kirkwood Elementary, Tiande, Blessings, and Jesus. So they would like to share a little something about their experience with the Kappa Kids program. We'll start with Jesus, and he'll be sharing a little bit about what his experience in Kappa Kids has been.
Kappa Kids is a good program because it teaches you how to be a good man and a good role model.
No.
Kappa Kids has taught me to not follow others who may be making bad choices and to be a leader. My favorite thing about Kappa Kids is being with other Kappa Kids and talking about important things. I want to thank those a part of Kappa Kids for letting me be a part of it.
Great. Then we come to Blessings.
When I heard of Kappa Kids, I wanted to join, so I did. I think it changed me because I was not good at turning in my homework, so I got better at doing it. I also learned how to be well-spoken and well-dressed. I enjoyed the field trips that we went on because they were a lot of fun. I'm very glad that I was a part of Kappa Kids. I want to say thank you to all of the people that helped me in Kappa Kids, and I plan to join Junior Kappa League next year.
Excellent, excellent. And Tiande?
Kappa Kids is the best thing that you can be a part of Kappa Kids. Kids have taught me how to be a more responsible leader. I have learned how important it is to get schoolwork done, and I have almost learned how to be well-mannered. Some of the things we have done, I'm going on trips to learn about things. My favorite field trip was to the University of Iowa and Sky Zone. I hope that the other kids have the chance to be a part of Kappa Kids. I look forward to being a part of Junior Kappa League at Northwest Middle School next year.
Excellent. It can be better, you know. Ms. Browning, now I'm back with you to give me an overall idea about the program. How did it start, and how did you get the kids to be so well-spoken, well-dressed? I actually envy them. They have beautiful ties, better than mine.
It started, so I am, like I said, a special ed teacher at Kirkwood Elementary, and last year was my very first year there. And my class was all boys. I had nothing but boys in my classroom, and so I kind of just knew right away that I wanted some mentors come in from outside of the school to come in and work with my boys. And I've known Dr. Lodge for quite a few years now, and I knew of the Guide Right program that he had through his fraternity. And so we reached out to them and got Kappa Kids going, and it's really grown. We started out with just 15 kids, and it was kind of like a pilot program, the middle of the school year last year, and this year we've pretty much doubled that. And so
he didn't hesitate. He just jumped in and immediately came and volunteered. Was it a volunteer? Or you?
Yeah, they're all volunteers that come in. He comes in and he brings a lot of young men from the University of Iowa. A lot of those students come in, and they come in about twice a month, and they work with the kids, and it's just been a wonderful experience for the kids and then also for us as well.
Well, you are the kind of citizens that we need a lot of in our community, because you are a good role model, because you look at you are giving for what? For you don't get paid for that, and that's so generous and so wonderful, and we salute you for that. Now, you told me that your principal was instrumental in getting this program together.
Oh yeah, when I went to her with it, she has always been supportive and right on board for everything that we took to her and wanted to discuss. Any ideas, she has yet to reject any of them. She's just been very supportive in anything that we need. Like, she's helped us get and she's supplied, and so we're very appreciative, and we've had full support from Mrs. Gerling.
So back to you now, because I want to see I would like you to reflect upon this experience that you watched growing and developing and progressing. How do you feel about it? Tell our viewers, your input about this program.
I feel like the program is amazing. We have seen kids want to be like the Kappa kids. Our Kappa kids are in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, and so our younger kids look up to our Kappa kids as role models, and they want to be like them and you. When they get into 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, they want to be able to join Kappa Kids. And Kappa Kids has a very high bar that's set. Not every student can stay in Kappa Kids. There's requirements, and I'm sure Dr. Lodge will talk about those. And he holds individual meetings if kids need to determine if they can remain in Kappa Kids, because they're showing that they're representing Kappa Kids and Kirkwood Elementary, and we want good role models in those positions.
So this kind of program can be definitely emulated and may be used as a model for other schools. So, Doctor, can you tell me what are the steps that people should take in order to initiate a program like this in their school or in their little setting?
Well, it depends on what city you're in, but if you're here in Iowa City and you're with the Iowa City Community School District, you would first contact me, because as the Guide Right director.
You still have time to do that?
My time is really short, but there's nothing more than I care about than investing in the lives of the young men that are part of our Kappa Kids program. You did mention that we get nothing back from it, it's just giving, but I tend to differ from that view because it's an investment. And although it's not a monetary investment, right, we do get something back from a community standpoint. We get good citizens back, and that's what we're looking forward to having. I have a sincere belief that each and every young man that we have poured and invested our time into will be doing the same thing for us in the future. And so what it is for me is that you would contact our Guide Right and Guide Right coordinator. We would set up a in-school coordinator in the school that would be our point person similar to Ms. Browning is at Kirkwood Elementary. We'd also meet with the principal to go over some of our guidelines and expectations if you're looking to have a Kappa Kids program implemented in your school. We'll set up a schedule that works with the school system, do a process where we can meet with parents and students to, one, explain the program, give them understanding what the expectations are. Like Principal Gerling mentioned, we do set a really high bar for our students in terms of their personal and academic success in the goals that we have set in front of them. And so we lay that out in the beginning. We let everyone that's participating know the challenges that might create for them in terms of going throughout the year. But one of the great things that we have is seeing each and every young man meet those challenges on a weekly basis. We don't ask for perfection, but we do ask them to at least put an earnest effort to reaching each and every expectation and goal we set in front of our students. For the parents, the students, and the teachers that have made a commitment to investing in each of the young men that are involved in our program, they see a lot of the positive results that we've seen in the young men that we have. We see positive behavioral goals being met. We see positive academic goals being met. And we just see a sense of pride and strong self-esteem that is created in each and every young man that's part of our program. So in seeking to, as a school, to implement a Kappa Kids program is one making kind of a long-term commitment to really invest. We wouldn't be a successful program without the amount of time that our in-school coordinators put in, the amount of time our principal puts in, the amount of time the teachers who teach the young men every day. We come in twice a month, and we set, the kids look forward to meeting and having a good time with us when we step in. But it's the things in between that really make the program strong. And so a school that is interested will drop our model into the school and see what works exactly with that school. But I think Kirkwood is a shining example of a program and why a program like Kappa Kids is successful and can be successful in a school, no matter what the demographic of the school might be.
Brittany, this is, if you allow me to call you with your first name, this is your brainchild. I mean, it's your idea, and you see it came true, and you see it's like a dream that came true. You say the kids having support, and they are growing, and they are developing, and they became good, positive contributor to our civic life. And now, how do you feel about that? I mean, you are a young, motivated teacher, and you came up with this idea, and suddenly it flashes. That's wonderful.
I'm excited about it. I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the support that we've had for the program. I'm very grateful for, like I said, Dr. Lodge and Ms. Gerling, getting behind and it's coming in and supporting it. And like I said, all the ideas that we've come up with, it's come to be. So I'm very happy. I'm very pleased with how it's going, and I look forward to it growing. I look forward to it, hopefully expanding to other schools, because it is a very good program.
Well, definitely you see probably the academic achievement more than anything else, in addition, of course, to the character development. How do they function in class? Do they get good grades?
That's one of the requirements, is that getting your homework turned in weekly. We get weekly reports from their teachers. They go in and let us know how they're doing, if there's anything missing. That's one of the requirements of being a part of Kappa Kids, is making sure you're staying on top of your academics and your work is getting in.
Now, Doctor, how do you, let us say, how do you qualify? Now, if a parent is watching this now and say, well, I need my kid to join this program, what are the requirements? What are the credentials that you need in order to enroll a kid in this program?
Well, again, we just have to have a heavy commitment with each and every parent. Parents play a tremendous role in the success of their sons being in the program. As I mentioned before, we host an opening meeting, an open house, where parents and the student come. We outline our expectation and our goals. This year, we're implementing an application process where the students will fill out a short form as well as submit an essay, which will outline exactly why they're interested in our Kappa Kids program and what they expect to get out of the program. As a committee, we'll sit down and select students and determine exactly which students will get the most benefit from our program. Unfortunately, we have limited funding, and so we can't take every student that we would like to have. But we do, one of the great things about our program is that we put a lot of emphasis and energy into really digging deep into what every student needs on an individual basis. And so, although we can't take every student, the students that we are able to select, we are able to put a lot of time, energy, and effort into developing them as young leaders, them in terms of helping them meet their individual and their group goals. They have goals as a group. All of them know I have kind of a little saying, if one of you guys mess up, what do I say when one of you guys mess up?
We all mess up.
You all mess up, right? So, and one of you guys are doing good, you all share in the positives of doing well as well. So it's not just about kind of slipping up and not doing the right thing and sharing in the blame, but it's also you get to share in the success of each other as well. And so that's what we like to do, is to build, one, a positive group mentality as well as that individual goals. And so we like to get recommendations from teachers, the students who are doing well, who would be a great fit. Some teachers are saying, like, this student needs some development and this student needs a little bit of extra attention that I think your program will do well. So teacher recommendations and our coordinator recommendations go a very long way with getting your child signed up for the program. And one thing is that we just want to make sure that parents are going to be committed and their child is going to be committed to the expectations and goals that we've set forward for them.
Before you finish this, I would like you to give a little bit idea to our viewers and audience about the Guide Right. How did it start?
All right, so Guide Right is a program that is the national service program for Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. I am the Guide Right chairman here in the Iowa City Cedar Rapids alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. Our Guide Right program is a national program that was started in 1922. It has a National Leadership Board, which is chaired by El Monty Viney. He is out of New York, and he runs a Guide Right program there, but he's also our national chairman. We have Guide Right programs all over the country that implement youth leadership from grades, from elementary all the way up to 12th grade. So our benchmark program is our Kappa League program, which is designed for our high school students, grades 9 through 12. We've had a Kappa League program here since 2010, but the Kappa League program has been implemented in Guide Right since 1970 and started in Los Angeles, California. What we've been able to do is to adapt our model from the Kappa League program to develop and implement the programs, the expectations, the leadership goals and benchmarks that we have for Kappa kids, and we've tapered that down and implemented it and adapted it for our Kappa Kids program. So we are able to work on things that are fit specifically to the needs that our young men that are in elementary school, grades 4 through 6 have. And so Guide Right is, we have a National Guide Right Committee. I served as the North Central Province, which is basically the Midwest region of Kappa Alpha Psi. I served as their Guide Right chairman for a short period. And so I was able to see the machine that works in terms of our Guide Right. And it's a national youth mentoring effort. We have a national partnership with Big Brothers Big Sisters. We are partnered here locally with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and we're developing a Lunch Buddies program over at Kirkwood, where we are teaming up our Coralville Police Department volunteers through officers through the Coralville Police Department to come in and have lunch with our young men, and there's lots of things that we can develop in terms of mentoring and leadership and community development throughout that program. So the Guide Right has a really strong and sincere focus when it comes to, on a national level as well as a local level, when it comes to the development, guidance, and training of young men of color.
Something just came to my mind when you were talking, because I know that you are a doctor of chemistry, right?
Yes, sir.
And the fact that chemistry is an interaction between other things, and you try always to find the right formula to get to the right product. So my question is, do you find any connection between your background in science and what you're doing in social service.
That's a tough question. Is there a social? I think there's a social science as well as a hard sciences, which is my background. A lot of my friends are. I tell this story quite a bit. A lot of my friends are in sociology, so they do a lot of social science studies. So I do a good bit of discussion about issues that African American and Latino young men face in the current climate of the nation. We see a lot of conversations about race, particularly the interactions of African American boys and young men with law enforcement nationwide, bias in the school system and school disciplinary policies. We look at the educational gap, and what we're doing from a scientific basis is understanding that we know what those measurables should be. And from a hard science background, I am a person who enjoys data and analysis, and one of the things that we can look at in our boys is measuring their success through positive behavioral goals, positive academic goals, and we can tout where we can push them in terms of future success. There are studies that show that if you place positive goals in front of young men, they're going to reach those positive goals. If we place positive examples in front of young men, we can shape them to reach those positive
raise the bar.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so that's our goal. I can honestly say that every student that has been part of our Guide Right program,
Sure.
whether it's then followed it through their senior year, has graduated high school and attended a four-year college. We can say that our students are able to successfully complete their school year and be able to maintain a certain level of positive behavior as well as academic aptitude, pushing them forward and just placing these positive examples. And we do that through positive mentorship. I mean, the role of mentoring is something that, the data shows that mentoring programs do a tremendous amount of help in building positive character in young men, particularly young men of color. And so I think Kirkwood Elementary is working to be a pioneer here in an obviously community school district. The students that go there should be very happy, and the parents whose children go there should be happy that they have a principal, teachers, and staff that are willing to allow a program like ourselves, like the Kappa Kids program, to come in and build and develop a certain level of leadership training and positivity in the young men that attend there. And we're happy to be there, and we are seeing at least the early fruits of what the program has done, and only time will tell how far that will go, and we're looking for
I can tell from looking at the monitor that they are just focused on you. I mean, you're like, Now, back to you, Ms. Browning.
Mm-hmm.
When the kids came back to you, I mean, you entered the classroom and you were surprised that you have all these males and you needed to look for. Did you see difference now? I mean, did they approach you in a positive way? They become friendly?
Oh yeah, I mean initially the kids were friendly, and it's really when I got my roster and realized I was going to have all boys in my classroom. But with the males coming in and the volunteers coming in, there is a different response. There's a different response from them, or different interaction from them. They learn a lot, and there's so much I can teach them. But again, a young male, it's just something different about having it come from another male, in certain things. And so, they're all good kids, and they were good kids, coming back, they've just gotten even better. So, you do see that difference.
I exactly feel and understand where you come from, because what young kids, especially minority kids, need to see is a role model who looks like them. That's very important, The message would be easier, the progress would be much more positive. Well, that sounds like, but I have a couple of minutes. I want to hear something from you guys. And tell me, how do you look at your future? What do you want to be in the future? Like from 15 years from now, what would you like? What's your dream?
I think it kind of changed me, because I'm not really organized, and it changed me. And like when I grow up, I might want to do something like that to make people like be better, like Kappa kids. And I think it's a good program for kids like that to learn.
You want to pursue the same idea when you are older, to bring the young kids to a positive citizenship and role model. That sounds very good. How about you, Isis?
Well, I want to be one for 50 years now. I want to go to the NFL, but I want to challenge myself too. If I want to go to the NFL, then I have to think twice. Like, I have to look for another job. And my career after that is to to help others, like sick or something, and just be a role model and be a leader. And I've been trying, like what Blessing said, that I'm not organized, and sometimes I'm trying to do my homework. But after that, I try to be like on my best behavior and try to do my homework right away.
I know that I have 1 minute, so Tiandi, tell me about your dream for the future.
Just like what Jesus said, like being a basketball player. But then if that like don't.
You are pretty tall for your age too. They will not leave you alone, you know.
I think like if that don't work out, be a police officer or fireman and save lives and stuff.
Oh, I like
Change
that.
the world, help others.
Change the world. There is no better conclusion for this program than the sentence that you just said. To change the world. And you are the ones who are going to make the change. Yes, you will. Just keep going and keep the determination and perseverance. Keep working hard on it. And you will be the leaders. We need leaders like you. Thank you. Thank you, Brittany.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Anita, for your leadership. And to our audience, I think you have seen a wonderful model to pursue and to look up to. All other schools, if we follow this, we are going to be 100% successful. Thank you and have a very good night. We are on Channel 18, Channel 20 Education Channel. We are on PATV website, PATV stations, as well as YouTube in 48 hours from now. Thank you and have a very good night.